Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase we're going to be looking at the Autobot Crossblades. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a look at him in all of his modes, and that way you can decide which way you want to display him. I'm going to show you all of the accessories that do come with him, so that can obviously make a deciding factor again to how you want to display him. I'll show you things that you need to be aware of if you have to purchase one for yourself, and as I'm lucky enough to have a box and some packaging, we can have a look at the artwork and the battle scenes on that. Right, so here he is. His name is Crossblades. He is an Autobot Mega Pretender, and he came out in 1989 as part of Series 6 of the wave of Generation 1 Transformer figures. Myself, at this point when I was a child, I wasn't too interested in these figures at all, to be fair, some of the Pretenders. However, I never saw this guy, because if I had have seen him, I would have been impressed. And in honesty, since being an adult and since collecting, if it's possible to have a sort of new favourite figure, this guy is probably that. Scorponok's my all-time favourite, but this guy now, he's one of my newer favourites, just because of the appreciation that I've got for him. And I think one of the reasons for that is that I know that the little inner robots are very basic and the transformations are very basic, but not only does the inner robot transform, but the actual shell transforms, which I'll show you in a second. And then not only that, you can then combine the two transformed parts, so the inner robot and the shell together, to make a giant helicopter as well. So for that reason, I do really like it. So let's see if I can encourage you to like him as well. So first things first, let's start with the shell. And the main thing to look out for with all the shells, if you just excuse the glare if I bring it close, you'll see that there is obviously quite a detailed face, and that can easily get damaged, and these can get scratched quite easily on the front. This does move backwards and forwards, so that's on a hinge, so you're looking for it not to be corroded there. With this shell, he does have an abundance of accessories put to him. You don't have to have all these, but you can tell basically that with these accessories that he's going to sort of turn into some form of helicopter that he's got there. So as I say, this is the Pretender shell, this is the Pretender robot, and if I show you the Pretender robot first, because there's a couple of ways which you can display him. First and foremost, you've got the robot mode there, just the standard robot, no guns, there he is. Things to be aware of with this would be stickers, and again, all the joints, they're all screws, so they could corrode. Before I put him in the shell, the reason why I'm showing you this is because this is the one way which you can have the inner Pretender, so he transforms into like a Cybertronian jet. But on some of the pictures, and even on the box, if you see here, it's got a picture of it on the top. See how it's got the weapon on the top right there? So I can literally do that as well right now. So to do that, you just fold these down, take the shield bit off there and put it at the top, and then you've got a little dragster mode as well. We can save this for later because you're going to see that in a second. I want to show you the sun damage on this as well. See the sun damage on there? So that's something to be aware of. This should be like a lighter cream. You can see how huge the damage is there, so that's something for you all to be aware of. But yeah, so that's the mini Pretender. The transformation is super basic, but you've got this nice little toy there, which again you can fly around as a jet. So if we look at the shell, back to the shell, the place for the Pretender goes inside here, so you can fold this back, and then for later on when you're going to change into the larger jet, you'd fold this head under there, but we're not going to do that just now. So we're going to take the inner robot, we're going to widen his legs, bring his arms around, and then fold this bit forward, and then what this will do now is this will sit right inside, he says, hopefully, if I sat him down properly. There we go, and there you go. That is why he's called a Pretender. So he's hidden the inner robot in there, and that is obviously quite cool once you understand and appreciate the engineering behind it. 10-year-old me didn't like it because I liked the fact that the other Transformers I had much more intricate transformations, yeah, and the whole process. But now this shell you can transform into this. So you can see what we've done is we've folded up the waist, bent down the feet, so you've now got, okay, it's a bit out of proportion, but you've now got like an attack copter, and I think that looks really good, to be honest. So you've got the two accessories which are on the leg either side. You've got the blades on the top of the large gun, which I haven't got the blades on there. You've then got, that's the little shield, which I put either at the bottom or at the top of the mini robot. And obviously that's his whole folded down head. You could also put the two little weapons which are in his hand on there on the top as well, but because I've not got 3 sets of the little weapons, I've not put them on there. But again, this little mode here I think is quite impressive. It looks good, it does the job. It's an attack copter, and that's what it looks like to me. So we'll pop that there. So as I mentioned, that's the two that they had a transform individually, but then this was the clever part. This was the super clever part. I really like this. So what we've got now is you've got the larger like super attack copter. So what we've done, as I mentioned, we've folded the pretender head bit in to where the actual pretender would be, so there's space inside the shell. We've attached the little mini pretender to the outside at the front, and now you've got your much larger, much more impressive helicopter. So that's why this is known as a pretender, mega pretender, sorry. And again, just think that's fantastic. There's the 2 little guns that I mentioned on the top. So let's have a quick recap of all the parts that you need. You need 2 little guns, you need the little shield blaster there, you need the 2 legs for the helicopters either side, you need the 2 parts for the back of the helicopter, you need the large gun and the blades. So yeah, there's lots and lots of parts that do come with him. The blades even as well, just to make it even more difficult, they do come off, and they are in 2 pieces as well, unfortunately, just to be aware of that. So there you go. I really, again, you can obviously probably tell by my voice and by my enthusiasm that I just think he's fantastic. Fingers crossed one day I'll be able to get Blue Bacchus, which is the Japanese variant. Yeah, who knows, that's one of the goals. There he is in all of his modes, so you can decide pretty much how you do want to display him. The instruction manual is quite interesting. It just seems to show it in the attack helicopter there, and then you've just got your standard instructions. You've got your little inner robot, the modes there, and then of course you've got, yeah, there you go, exactly what I've just done. It's showing you there how to hide the shell and all the parts that come with it. So very simple, very basic instructions. The catalogues and everything they had at the time was of course pretenders, so we'll have a quick look at this. This is a 1989 catalogue, and you've got mega pretenders in the bottom corner there. So there is Crossblades, Vroom and Thunderwing. I can do videos on them. In fact, I can do videos on any of these if you want. Just a reminder to subscribers and non-subscribers, I do literally have every single Generation 1 Hasbro figure made, so if you want any showcases of any of these, give me a shout. And then of course we've got the Micromasters on the back as well. So the 1989 catalogues, they were pumping out Micromasters and Pretenders. So what we'll do now, we'll have a quick look at the box, and it's got the gold, as he knocks over his figures, it's got the gold box artwork, which was going close to the Classics line that was released a year later. There is the artwork, so you've obviously got, there's the little jets, there's the jet as a robot, the shell, and then of course the helicopter. It's got a little bit of the transformation process on the top. It's got showing you where that he is, obviously the Pretender, and then you've got the jet and then the double jet, helicopter rather than a jet. And then on the back, the battle scene that you've got, this is a thing that Hasbro was doing from I think this year onwards, to be fair. Rather than it being a huge battle scene, it just show you the other figures or the other characters that were out at that particular time in the particular subcategory. So I mentioned that these were mega pretenders, and I just showed you in the catalogue that there's 2 Autobots, so there's Crossblades and there's Vroom, and the Decepticon was Thunderwing. So it's just same with the Action Masters and the Micromasters. They pretty much did that. They just put the pictures up of their nemesis or of all the people who ended up being in their subcategory. So there you go. Quite, well not quite, a very cool toy, quite clever, quite intricate, with his many different modes, many different guises. Yeah, really like him, think he's really good. As I said, there is a Japanese exclusive called Blue Bacchus. Fingers crossed one day maybe I'll be able to own him, but for now, this guy, for any of you who don't have him, he is definitely worth hunting down and seeing if you can find him. You may struggle trying to get the pieces that do come with him, but because you've got so many different ways that you can display him, fingers crossed you can get the pieces you want and display him exactly how you want as well. There we go. In summary, thank you all for watching, thank you for subscribing, thank you for all your comments. Again, I mentioned, please leave me a suggestion if you want me to showcase a particular figure that you're fond of or you may not have even seen. I'm open to doing anything. I do this channel for you guys, and you guys keep it going with all your positive feedback it all regarding it. So thank you once again very much, and of course all of you, please take care.